With me, my two guests from the film, the big film Hero,
Hello,
came in this weekend.
Good morning, good morning.
Hello to
Looking
Fraser, James. Thank you. Would you believe I had 1.5 hours sleep? Hi, Peter.
Hi,
Peter
Lisa.
Williams.
Yes.
Guys, you know what? This is the moment. We've been talking about this film for 5 years in Trinidad and Tobago.
Today's the day.
And today's the day.
Yep.
This evening at Napa.
Yeah.
How do you guys feel?
A little bit like an expectant mother, I imagine.
Well, Peter's lucky
Yeah.
because he's actually seen a preview.
Yeah.
I have,
So
yes.
I haven't seen a thing.
You
I-
haven't
no,
even
well,
seen the
I
trailer,
saw,
have you?
No, I did.
You've
I
seen
saw
it
the trailer
since we spoke,
yesterday.
right?
Yes.
Yeah.
So I saw it yesterday and it looks fantastic, but I want to see the whole.
Yeah.
Really, do you know what I really want to see is how Francis Ann Solomon, our director,
Yes.
has combined the archival
Yes.
footage with the stuff that we shot on location in London and in Ghana. And I just want to see how that marries together.
Well, I
you
can
know?
tell you that's one of the highlights of the film. It's very deft. The black and white period footage melds very seamlessly with the black and white contemporary footage,
Wow.
with the contemporary color footage, with the stuff that was shot in Ghana, with the stuff that was shot in England, stuff that was shot here in Trinidad, and the stuff that we shot on the sound stages in Toronto.
And you know, you've done better than me because I saw a cut maybe about a year ago and I was blown away. And even the people in South Africa were blown away by what they saw.
Yeah.
But let's talk about you guys now. I'm going to
Yes,
start
let's
with
talk
Fraser.
about us.
Okay.
Yeah, so Fraser, you just came off. I heard you. You just came off the set of Terminator with
Yeah.
Arnold Schwarzenegger. But I think you're in between filming, yes?
That's right, yeah. And well, I've got about 5 more days left of filming there.
So you
yeah.
came here just for us.
I did. I did. Well, you gave me a call and you said, you know, do you want to come? And I was thinking, well, yeah, I do. I mean, I really didn't think I was going to get to the Caribbean. I come to the Caribbean every year. I go to Grenada, which is where my parents were born. And this year, I just didn't think it was going to happen. And then when I was in San Diego, I got a call telling me that the movie was finished and that I had to come to Trinidad to see it. And I was, yeah, immensely
you're here.
grateful for that. Yeah.
And then when you're done here, you go back to where?
So I go back to London and then to Budapest, which is where we're filming.
Where you're filming.
Terminator, yeah.
Yeah, and Peter, what about you? I know you came in just yesterday, a long
Yes.
24 hours of preparation with Francis Ann before you got here.
That's right.
Yeah?
This time of day, 48 hours ago, I was in Vancouver on the other side. I guess you could say I was on the Pacific coast
Yeah.
of North America, and I was at a Stargate convention.
Yes.
I've had a
Because of
long
course,
afterlife.
your Stargate fans would
That's right.
recognize your face from Stargate and
Stargate
Riddick
SG-1, that's right,
and
and
of course a
Catwoman.
Winter Tale, which you
Yes,
were in
and a Winter
Catwoman, a Winter Tale by Francis Ann Solomon
Last
as
time
well.
I was in Trinidad.
Last time, yeah.
That's right.
Wow.
Yeah, so you made that trek across.
Yes.
Now, Fraser,
Yes.
you've worked with Idris, haven't you?
I have.
Yeah, because you just did Yadi.
I did it, yeah. Well, I
And
worked
how
with,
did that come about?
well, okay, so I worked with Idris originally
Yeah.
on a movie called Sometimes in April, which was shot by a wonderful director called Raoul Peck. And we shot on location in Rwanda. And on our first day of filming, just before we were about to turn over for the first time, Idris looked at me and he said, let's saturate. So I said, what do you mean? He said, saturate every pixel on the screen. We fill every single pixel on the screen. I was like, wow.
Melanin.
Yeah, I'm feeling that, you know. So we did it, and you know, off and on over the last 10 or so years, you know, occasionally I come into contact with Idris and we go apart, we come together again. And then last year when I finished in Grenada, I was in Grenada coming back to London, just unpacking, and I picked up my phone and I got an email message, and it was from a phone number I didn't recognize, and it just said, saturate, question mark. So I was like, that can only be one person.
I have a feeling that's going to be the buzzword for the next little bit for me too. I'm going to
So
use
What
it.
did you do?
I replied, saturate, exclamation mark,
Yes.
always. And then 2 minutes later, Idris was on the phone telling me,
Aw.
you know, what are you doing? I said, I just come back from Grenada. He said, well, I'm in Jamaica. I need you here.
Oh,
So
that's a
how I
great
got
story.
into, yeah,
That's a
Yadi.
great story, eh? And then, of course, you worked on Yadi
Yes.
in Jamaica.
Yes, in
Yeah.
Kingston. Yeah.
Where you are from.
Yes, I
Yeah.
was born in Kingston, and I grew up in Spanish Town, if anybody out there knows Jamaica. And but I guess I've lived outside of Jamaica as long, at least, as I lived in.
Yeah, you know, we did a film called Home Again,
Yeah.
looking at the migration
Yes, yes.
sort of situation.
Those are my
people
homies
leaving.
from Canada.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah, yeah. So guys, what's it like? It's your first time in Trinidad. It's not your first time. What's it like? Have you tried our food? Have you been to places as yet?
Technically, it's my second time in Trinidad.
Yeah, but you've not really quite been. When last were you here?
I was here in 1974.
Okay, well, it has changed a lot since then.
That was the previous century.
It has changed a lot since then.
Yeah, no, I mean, well, yeah, I mean, we've been having a great time. But, as you know, what's kind of really important to me is food. And this is where the food happens, right here, right? Yeah. So we've been hitting the roti and what's it called?
The doubles.
The doubles.
You've had doubles?
Yeah, well, not quite.
Not yet.
We went for doubles, but we couldn't find any.
We have to fix that, people.
Yeah. They sell out fast, you know.
We got a
They
lovely roti with curry goat, and
yeah,
that was very good. And then last night we had some cocktails, which is always good.
It's always good, yeah. So let's come back to Hero. And I know that we shot in, I have to say I think everyone knows I'm involved in the film as well. We shot in Ghana, England, Canada, and of course Trinidad and Tobago. What was the experience like? So you shot in Canada.
Right.
I'll come back to Ghana. What was the experience like working with Francis at the end when everything else would have been?
No, well, let me tell you, I watched on social media these guys shoot in Ghana and London and Trinidad, and I was green with envy because I had worked with Francis before, and I was really hoping to get it on this film as well. And then, a few years went by before the actual thing was actually finished, and then I got the call to fill in the blanks.
Right.
And
so that happens in movie land, right?
That's exactly right. Dreams do come true.
Yes.
And no need for envy anymore. I'm in the film, and shooting was a blast.
Tell us a bit about your character in the movie.
My character, he has an interesting nickname. They call him Pony. His name is James McFarlane.
Yes.
He has been added for texture. I don't want to give anything away, Lisa.
Course.
You can't put me on the spot like that.
No, I just want us to be clear that this is a reimagination through the eyes of the director, Francis and not necessarily...
Your hero, Ulrich Cross, the local boy Trinidad, made good, flew with the RAF. He actually existed, and he only, rest his soul, passed away recently. He and James's character are all real people, based on real people. This is a reimagination of the extraordinary life and times of Ulrich Cross. My character is the reimagination part.
The reimagination part. And very quickly, Fraser, you play?
George Padmore.
Oh, yes. Very important character.
I mean, C.L.R. James called him the father of the African Revolution.
Yeah.
It was really important to kind of, after Ghana got their independence, he effectively became foreign office minister.
Yes.
And had a load to do with their foreign policy. But even more than that, the biggest surprise for me about George Padmore was that he was from the Caribbean.
Yeah, from Trinidad and Tobago.
He was from Trinidad and Tobago. He studied at St. Mary's College.
Yeah.
He worked at the Trinidad Guardian. And, this is a guy who effectively was the nuts and bolts and thinking behind the plan to make the United States of Africa.
Movement, yes. Very important film, very serious film, but also very entertaining film.
Definitely.
Happening this evening at Napa. 6 p.m. is the cocktails, and at 7:30, your word.
More cocktails. Saturate those cocktails. Let's saturate those cocktails.
At 7:30, we move inside for the grand premiere, the world premiere of the Hero film at Napa. Gentlemen, thank you so much. I'm going to see.
You.
I got a kiss.
No, you get two.
No, I should get both of them at the same time. Let's make this good to camera. Kiss. 2 kisses at the same time. Come, Peter, your face.
I'm looking at myself on the monitor.
You see, you're so vain. You're so vain.